Like, this is my first job in a year.
I just never really thought I would be a swing. I have historically felt like I am not good enough for this show. Am I even doing the show? Good morning and happy Wednesday in the life of a swing on Phantom of the Opera down at Sydney Harbour. Starting the day early, walking my partner down to the train station, otherwise I will not see him all day because I leave for work when he arrives home. And we had this really cute, well, kind of scary interaction with these Labradors. I normally say hi to them, but today they kind of scared me a little bit, but they came around. They came around and I did end up having kind of a wholesome reaction with them in the end. So that was quite a highlight of this morning, worth waking up for. The chocolate labs.
Hi. Hi. Bye, puppies. Bye. Bye-bye.
I have now 4 hours until I have to be down at the harbour because we are running from the top of the show just the swings and covers. So it's going to be the bare bones. There's going to be one ensemble member and it's going to be me. One female ensemble member. So, yeah, that'll be fun, but I need to look over my notes. I need to warm up my voice. I want to do a little bit of exercise because I'm really trying to stay on top of that. And I also need to wash my hair and look like an actual human being and clean up the house a little bit. So I'm going to see if I can fit that all in, but I'm still really glad I walked Dom into work because when you're in a show and your partner is not, because he's working his day job today, it's literally like ships in the night and you won't see them. So I'm glad I did that, but on the clock now. So I'll see how I go. Workout is done and I actually have not paid for a gym since moving back to Australia because the weather's just so good. So I just do at-home workouts, like 10-minute cardio. Like I just try to get some active minutes on my watch. I just have to do 10 minutes or I'll go for a run or a walk, beach walk, Bono Kuji. And at the moment I'm walking to the show. So that is quite the hill, and then we've got a raked stage. So you get your steps in, incline steps, all the time working on Hosh. Yeah, so now all I have to do is wash my hair, tidy up the house a little bit, and then I can get into some creative work, which is what we are here for. So I just said I was gonna shower and I feel really, really gross. But I am so hungry, and also I have to eat lunch before the cover call. So I wanna get hungry before I leave the house. So it's definitely breakfast time and then I will shower and coffee. But I am going to start my day with my homemade muesli, and I make this with like coconut oil, cocoa powder, and a little bit of maple syrup, and then I just toast like some nuts and some pepitas or sunflower seeds and sultanas, and I'm running out. This is probably the last bowl, but it's a really good filling meal. But I might take a little bit out of it because I want to get hungry in like an hour or so before I have to leave. So yeah, that's my breakfast for this morning. I am one of those people that cannot get anything done unless my house is relatively in a state of cleanliness and tidiness. So I wash my hair, don't mind me, I'm just plopping curly girl style, and I'm just getting some household chores done. It's my favorite time of the morning where I have coffee. And the reason I'm filming this is because, well, when I love making coffees, I find it very therapeutic. But I know a lot of singers are quite scared of coffee. I also know a lot of singers love coffee. But I know a lot of singers struggle with it because it causes dehydration, which is not good as a singer, but I know also because the acid reflux for some people really messes them up. I personally haven't found this, and I'm really grateful because I love coffee. However, I'm going to take a big sip of water. I've been drinking a lot this morning because I have to sing from 1 o'clock onwards, which is not that early, but it's still early as a singer. Like, it takes a couple of hours to reach your vocal folds, so I'll probably have a little bit of a nebulize before I go. But in terms of coffee, I normally do an oat or a soy milk. However, dairy also doesn't really affect me too much, so I don't know if that's been debunked. I should look into that, because I know dairy, a lot of people say it's not ideal for them as a singer, and they find it sort of makes them a little bit phlegmy. I haven't realized this, and I do think everything in moderation, and I know my body, and I know it can handle 2 coffees a day and still sing. So just do it the Italian way. I have a coffee and then I sip water. That's how the Italians do it, baby. The beans are
sneeze from the street. I wonder if that's going to come through in the video. Very loud. Bless you. Loud noises. I'm not the best coffee maker, which is a shame because I was working in cafes and I still do cafe work, although I'm an usher now again as my muggle job. But I will talk about muggle jobs. I'm just on a contract at the moment, but I get a contract like once every year if I'm lucky. Like this is my first job in a year. And before that, yeah, my last job was a year ago, and the other job was in 2023, which was in London. So I am not one of those performers that goes from contract to contract. Like, I know I've talked with people on jobs and they're like, I have nothing to go to after this, and I'm like, that's like me all the time. So I definitely will be talking about my muggle jobs. It's just coincidental that I've started this YouTube channel while I'm on a contract. Oh, this looks so good. It smells so good. But yeah, muggle jobs. I don't know if I count my teaching as a muggle job. Like, technically, it's not performing, but I enjoy it so much, and I feel like I'm just looking at music theatre repertoire all the time and thinking about singing technique. So it's my beloved muggle job, and I very much like it, and I think I would not be the performer I am if I wasn't a teacher. So I'm very grateful to my students. I actually learn so much. I think they teach me more than I teach them. Very philosophical. All right, let's steam some milk. Okay, so the shot is beautiful. Beautiful silky espresso. I did use soy milk, which is even harder to froth than oat milk. I'm gonna see if I can get bubbles out. It's not a channel about coffee, but I talk about it a lot and drink it a lot. Alright, let's put these barista skills to the test. It's actually going quite well. Okay, it's not incredible, but if you know how hard soy milk is to work with, then you will appreciate this. Is actually a pretty good attempt. It's pretty silky. There's a few bubbles there. I'm actually very pleased with that. So come over for a coffee. Necessary. So I haven't actually gone on yet. So at the moment, I'm sort of sitting in the dressing rooms, but I do go out and watch shows, or the bits of the shows that I cover. So I'll go out and watch Il Muto, I'll go out and watch Hannibal, I'll watch Don Juan, I'll watch Masquerade. Masquerade is a bit of a mind warp on this, unfortunately. But I think I'm starting to get to grips with it. And I'm definitely feeling in better spirits about the show. I think I probably will go into my history with Phantom of the Opera at some point, because that is a huge reason why I've started this YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm quite ready to talk about it on the internet yet. It was definitely on opening night, sitting backstage while everyone else was on stage doing Masquerade and the bows and stuff, and you're kind of sitting there as an offstage swing and you're like, am I even doing the show? I think it comes from, I was talking to one of the other swings about it, and I was saying it doesn't come from a place of I want more as an actor. It comes from a place of, because I'm not doing it, I have historically felt like I am not good enough for this show. Historically, I have come up against a lot of odds, which I will talk about. There's a huge history of me auditioning for this show, and it was the first show I ever saw as a kid, so I really, really loved it. So I think sitting off stage sometimes can make me feel like I'm still not good enough to be in the show. But I'm trying to rewrite that narrative in my head, and it's been a good way to get more neutral with the show again, because I went from loving it so much as a kid and kind of holding it up here, and I never think we should, well, I'm learning that we should never really put shows on a pedestal like that, because it's really dangerous and we think we can't sort of ever amount to it. So it's been good kind of checking in with that and being on the show in a more neutral way, even if I'm not like feeling like I'm good enough for it yet. It's complicated feelings. Because I just never really thought I would be a swing, and I went to a drama school that kind of specializes in singing and acting and learning how to cover. Like we did alternate tracks in our shows, but never really learning how to be a swing. So it's been a really good learning experience. And I'm sort of at a place where I think I know everything I know, but I'm really looking forward to our cover run today, and knowing that when I'm thrown on, sometimes when you walk onto a stage and it's the opposite view that the audience have, it's a little bit mind-boggling, and it's such a huge stage that we have down at the Harbour. So I'm excited to see what my brain has retained. I'm also covering, if you know Phantom, the Confidant. So I have a tiny little soloist bit in Il Muto, which is one of the operas within an opera of Phantom. So I have a couple of solo lines, but that is much more kind of what I'm used to doing rather than the choreography and the tracking of being a swing. So I think it's gonna go really well. I really want to get some piano practice done today, even though it's a cover call day, and I probably should be looking over my notes. However, my way of almost dealing with rejection and stuff as an actor at the moment is I'm sort of pursuing my other interest of maybe, this is scary to say, maybe exploring the MD musician side of things a little bit. I'm quite passionate about it. My partner is a pit musician for musicals. I'm always really drawn to the music team on any show I work with. I'm really drawn to musicians. I think they're very calm people. I also hopefully believe there's a little bit of more meritocracy in the world of musical direction, in that if you are good at your job and you're a nice person and you network, you'll probably find jobs easier than an actor can with all those same things, because acting, it's all about the vibes, and if you look right and your CV, I guess it kind of is CV as well with pit musicians. But what I'm doing is I keep saying I want to explore MDing, and the way to do that is to practice the piano. So at the moment I'm structuring my practice, doing like just starting with a bit of scales, arpeggios, chromatics, just getting back into my sort of circle of fifths. And then I'm working on legit music theatre because I find it so much harder to play. I find it really easy to sing. It's sort of where my voice likes to sit singing wise, and I love teaching it, but it's really hard to play because it's not as chord heavy. I mean, everything's structured on chords, but the notation in legit is a lot trickier than contemporary legit. And then I normally finish by trying to sight read a little bit of contemporary or work just briefly on something contemporary for a bit of fun. At the moment I'm looking a lot at Waitress because that is what my partner's about to go on as a musician, so I'm hoping we can cover some songs. But I also really like to play and sing at the same time, so I'm working towards releasing a couple of legit covers with me playing the piano, because I don't see that very often. In my career I've never had a female MD, and I know they're out there and I know they're terrific and I find them very inspiring, so I kind of want to be one. So I gotta practice. So let's get into it. Because I want to sing and play at the same time, it's kind of important I do a lot of memory practice, which I hate doing, literally my least favorite form of practice, but it's just really important at the end. It's vocally, and it's just a really big, beautiful moment. So I've just actually been working on like the last 6 bars, and that's it, because I want to be able to be looking not so much at the music and more focusing on the vocal, which is the opposite because I'm a vocalist over a pianist. So normally my brain's 80%, 20%, and it needs to switch to 20%, 80%. So let's just try the little climactic moment. I'm trying to memorize it. Oh, there was 90% of the right notes, maybe.
Okay, so I just realized I have like under an hour before I have to leave, and I have no food. I actually have to stay between the cup of call and the evening show, so I really want to make some dinner because I'm trying to save money. This has worked out, guys. Peanut butter, soy sauce, veggie noodles. Yeah. Alrighty, little bag check. So I do bring evening wear because I get really cold in my dressing room because we have air conditioners going in there, and performers wear a lot of clothes with the costumes. It's quite a costume show, so we need the aircon on, but I freeze because I'm just in regular clothes. Put some little exercise shorts just in case things get a little dancy today. I've got my makeup bags. A lot of my makeup is actually there, so I want to go a bit early and put a bit more makeup on. I got my lunch, which worked out so well. Sunscreen, glasses, because I will 100% need those. I might get a cap as well. Alright, I'm gonna wear my Guys and Dolls cap from last year because we only got a bucket hat this year, which is great, but bucket hats don't work super well for me, and I want to put a ponytail through this so the wind doesn't blow it off my head into the harbour. So Guys and Dolls it is. We're just a bunch of crazy guys and dolls. Yeah. I really need to leave. I am almost leaving at the time that I was expecting to leave, and it is a sunny, hot day, which is how I like my rehearsals. So want to figure out what the best thing for me to cover in each part of the show. So at the beginning I'm going to start with covering our dance captain, then I'm going to be moving into maybe covering the quick change if we're doing that, Christine's quick change in Think of Me. Then I want to cover one of the first Christine doubles who comes down the staircase. I want to look at that choreography, and then masquerade. Who knows, do a wild card. Who am I going to be a masquerade? Who knows? So I will film what I can and see how it goes. I decided to come home. Our rehearsal was cut short because just as Connie was about to sing her version of Think of Me, Shania Twain came on through the house speakers. So our house music came on as the pre-show because the audience started arriving at 4. And we had 5 minutes left to cover calls. So we couldn't exactly do Think of Me with Shania Twain, but this means I have just over an hour at home before I have to leave to go back for the evening show. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get a line bike and it's gonna be so worth going home. I'm so lucky I can go home for the tiny little break we have. It was pretty hot at Carcool, so hopefully when I'm in my dressing room alone I can talk you through my tracks and how I have tried to detail each track that I cover while the show is going on. So it would be good rehearsal for me to go over them all. So I'm gonna have a little hot cross bun, watch my show, have a shower because I am just covered in sweat and sunscreen, and then get into my evening wear for warm up at 6 o'clock. And I can show you what it looks like at night because it's so pretty down there. I am showered, I am in my pajamas, but it is, that's my sister, 4:30, which is the time that swings and covers get really nervous because this is when our company cast change for the evening comes out. So I'm just going, I literally just got the notification. I'm putting my money that it's full cast tonight. It'd be crazy if I was vlogging the one day I vlog and it's I'm on this. Alright, cast change 9th to the 4th. Please see attached this evening's cast change. So unassuming, so chill. Downloading, full cast performing. So yeah, that's so beautiful. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's a really nice.
Just before the sun gets to, you know, wow. Oh, and let's go to warm up. Wow. Woo.
Because at Hosh you have to walk in front of the audience to get onto the stage, onto the island, they wear these Harry Potter cloaks, so they look like they're heading off to Hogwarts to start the show. Headsets and orchestra record to the pit. Action beginners, thank you. Alrighty. So this is where I am. The other amazing ladies in my dressing room have gone for beginners. This is our costumes. You can see this is actually where I have my little swing wall, and I'm going to re-put it up. I just took them all down for the cover rehearsal this afternoon, but this is me, and I have done some pin curls because this was something I learnt on the job. You are supposed to pin curl and be ready to go as a swing. I learnt that on this job. I didn't know that, and it felt kind of ominous to be in pin curls, like I was expecting something to go wrong. But I have my own costumes, and I have my own Hannibal snail, which is pretty fun. But now I'm just going to recreate my swing walls so I can talk you through my tracks. I seem to be missing, since cover rehearsals, one of my documents, so I might be recreating that. It's my Hannibal document for the different positions that the handmaids go to. But in the meantime, this is my little swing wall, so it's just sort of sections that are a bit of a mind maze, such as the masquerade. There's a part where everyone disperses around the stage and then hits 6 lines, so these are all the girls I cover. Just knowing that there's a person there behind, if they're moving to the right, which thankfully all my tracks you can see move to the right, and this is the traffic that they go and the people they go to do another partner section. And then we move into another section, just who they're partnering with, their first positions, which direction they move in the partner choreography, because I sometimes cover each side of the choreography. And then I have a very confusing mind map. This all makes sense in my brain, but I see how it kind of looks crazy. This is for Don Juan, which is the opera that the Phantom writes. So just have like little notes on each track and how they finish. And my main source of documentation though is my notes on each track. So just sort of about numbers, little points in the choreography that I hit. As you can see, some are quite dense tracks. This one scares me a little bit because, as you can see, you have to do the Christine quick change, which stresses me out. And then this is the track that I cover Confidant as well, so this one is quite heavy. There's a lot of notes about Il Muto, which is another show within a show that we do. There's a lot of panics. A lot of panicking in Phantom, or this production of Phantom. But yeah, so I have notes on all of the tracks that I cover, so you can see that's quite a few notes. But I am concerned that I can't find my Hannibal track, so I really need to find it or recreate it right now. All right, let's head upstairs. I wear this just so the ushers know I'm not a creepy person at the back. Let's go. And I'm not going to film the show, so I gotta stop here and I watch the first number and then I go back for dinner. Little dinner time during the show. Alright, it's been pretty much recreated because I filmed it earlier today, but I do definitely need to cross-reference a few things before tomorrow's show. Okay, as you can hear, we're going into El Muto. I'm gonna head out and watch this because I cover Confidant and also the Candlestick people. So I'm gonna go head out and check it out. They're panicking. Don't panic. So I've observed what I need to for this evening. Masquerade. Yeah, now I just get to chill, look over some tracks. I'm a little bit more relaxed in Act 2. And then when we get to final air, I do pack up and I do head off because all of the parts I cover don't really appear after final air, which is the last 20 minutes of the show. And I'm clocking out. So this was my experience of working on Hosh for a second time. I am so lucky to be here a second time on the Sydney Harbour. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more about my life navigating the music theatre performing world, please feel free to